Hey Max,
Hey, how's it
how's it
going?
going? Well?
You've turned out in force, I see.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Yeah. So there's. It does look like Jay will be here.
Nice.
He did put a work item in. Let me double check. There was a message in Slack that I didn't see. Rita will not be here.
Gotcha. Should we be joining the Slack? I don't think I've joined any of the forums for open source stuff.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's just within, there it is, the OPA Slack.
There's a maintainers chat that
Gotcha.
may be useful. I should ask before I straight add you.
Yeah, no worries. Did you
Assuming
just
that
install like the regular Slack on your corp laptop, or is there a special thing that we have to do?
we could talk about
Yeah,
that
like,
on the not public.
oh yeah, I forgot this part.
But I use the web client as a TLDR for that.
Gotcha.
Hello,
Hey, how's it going?
going good. How about you?
Good, good. I see Rita will not be here.
Yeah, did she? Yeah, Rita said she has conflict. So
And do you know Avinash and David?
I know David. I don't know who the other person is.
Yeah, it's me, Jared. I'm Avinash. Hi.
Oh, hey, yeah, I saw your PR. Nice to meet you. I'm Jay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was like for me too. It's like I saw you guys on the Gatekeeper repo and stuff, but then when I joined my first meeting, I was like, oh okay, connecting the name to the face.
Yeah.
There is a personality behind the text.
Let me
Well,
see if Tess is going to join. Otherwise, we can start. Oh, he's here. Hello.
hey, Sudesh. He's muted.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So I don't know. You've probably met David. I don't know if you've met Avinash.
Hi, David and Avinash. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
You're not welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. My cat is super interested in my bottle cap. Okay.
What is close enough engineering?
Was that?
Is close enough engineering? Is that the room name or
Yeah, it's a room name.
Oh yeah.
What is the theme for that room? Like that? I'm guessing that's a reference of some kind.
It might be like books or something. I have no idea.
Huh.
Third floor valley. It's definitely themed. Each floor does have a theme, but
is that Seattle or Mountain View or San Francisco?
Seattle, yeah. It says a collection of artists and engineers and designers located in Seattle, specializing in illustration, is what close enough engineering is.
So it's like artist groups is kind of the theme.
Maybe.
That's cool. All right, did we want to dive into things?
Yeah.
Jay, looks like
Yeah, I see. I added things to agenda, so I'll start, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, like, I couldn't find a code owner file or a contributors file or list of people contributing to GitHub, sorry, Gatekeeper. So I thought it might be worth to add something like that just so people can reach out or look for folks to reach out to easily. Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
so
well, I
that's
mean, there's the maintainers file in OPA, which I agree doesn't like really capture the full spectrum, right? Because it's sort of binary. You're a maintainer, or you're not on the list, which probably not the binary we want to establish. Let's see what is
we
this.
do have a code owners file, but it's basically everybody.
yeah.
You meant like for like specific
Uh,
folders, Jay?
Actually, I didn't know like this code owner file is under like GitHub workflow.
Oh yeah, I added this so we get tagged for PR reviews.
Okay. But how do I figure out who is the part of that group? Is that if I'm not
Oh,
a contributor or like I can't?
good question. I think let me double check one second. Teams. Is this public? I think this would be public. Can you? Yeah, you should be able to see this.
Let me see.
If I can
Incognito.
see this in
So I can't see it without signing it to GitHub, and since I'm a maintainer, I don't know if this is a public or just accessible to me. So maybe David or Vinash can try to
Yeah.
access.
yeah.
Let me see.
I was gonna ask, yeah. I think
I-
you should be able to see it if you are signed into GitHub.
Sorry, we're on we can't see the chat history on the thing. Sorry, did you send it there?
Oh, let me put this on the doc.
What's
Okay, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I put the link in the doc.
Great. We cannot access it.
You're signed into GitHub, but
I'm signed into GitHub, but I can't
Okay.
access it. Yeah.
yeah,
So I think it's like maintainers only.
yeah, I think you need to be on the OPA group, like
Just
the org, but you
actual
don't have to be
members.
here, but I think you need to be on the
Like
org.
just following the OPA like the org.
Yeah.
I am
Well, that's-
following it, but I can't access it.
No, you have to be inside the org.
Oh,
So that's the thing, right? Like not everybody will be inside the fork who might be interested in reaching out to like maintenance or just people.
Yeah, so and just so I'm like tracking here, everyone can see the file of .github/code owners, but it's no one can see the membership of the referenced group inside the file. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I guess they can tag that in issues and PR if somebody wants to ping, right?
I think it depends on what we are trying to get out of it. Like if you want people to reach out to people like directly, then they won't be able to, but they can tag the group and everybody will get notified.
I think that was one of the concern. Like I was talking to somebody and they basically said that I went to Gatekeeper, but I couldn't find out who are the code owners of that repo. So that's why I added it here.
So they wanted to know if they want to know the maintainers, we should probably soft link to the maintainers file in the OPA repo. Let me get the link.
And we can probably comment on the co-donors with that link that Max is talking about. I think that's good. We should also, in this Gatekeeper maintainers file, it's like we have people that no longer work on Gatekeeper. But I don't have access to this one. I'm not an owner. Are you an owner, maintainer, Max, on this file, on this group? No.
Which the opa/maintainers.md or the literal group?
The literal group, yeah.
Let me see. Is there someone you want me to kick out?
No, you're not even a maintainer. This is kind of funny. Only Torin, Lucky, and Tim are maintainers.
Yeah, I could kick myself out.
Yeah, you can kick yourself out, but not in. No.
Is Lucky still involved? Or
I can ask him. He should probably transfer his maintainership.
I don't think he's technically listed as a maintainer.
Yeah, but he has the actual maintainer permission.
He has the actual power. It's good to know we keep things up to date.
Yeah, this is not great. Yeah, I'll ask him, and then I can help with this. So.
While we're on the topic of permissions, does anyone have objections if I add David and Avinash to the maintainers Slack? Nope. Okay. Beyond that, I was also thinking, I had mentioned it before in the maintainers chat, but I didn't follow up. Like there's this odd situation, like when people first start engaging with the project where they can't assign PRs to people. Is that something that we want to address? Like, is there some intermediate level of permissions we can give below, like, not to the point where they can actually merge code, but where they can like poke people?
Yeah, I think that OPA org is the answer to that one. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, just membership in OPA org.
Okay. OPA. Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you're a member, then you can assign yourself an issue. And then you can assign other OPA members an issue too. But if you cannot assign a non-OPA member an issue unless they comment on the issue.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that is the other difficult thing.
And so if somebody says, hey, I want to work on it, then you can assign it. But otherwise, you can't just assign a random person in GitHub.
But they would still need approval for things like running tests, right? So that you can't leak the test keys.
We don't have, our tests don't have any keys. You can, I think I have to double check, but I think we only restricted our CI for new to GitHub contributors. Everybody else can run the CI.
Interesting.
You don't have any.
We have the push tokens for Docker push.
Yeah, only Docker, but then those are only used in the release pipeline.
Okay. Which, yeah, they
obviously you can run the release pipeline. Yeah.
Yeah, they would need to merge code. Okay, good to know.
For release pipeline, not only they need to merge code, but they need to have the tagging permissions.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so adding people to maintainers Slack. Was there any other action item that we covered here? Linking to OPA membership, convince Locky to do some spring cleaning, maybe. Pass super user permissions to other people. Anything else?
I'll ask him to add me or Rita, and then we can clean up. Yeah. Are you okay if you remove Alex and Davis?
Yes.
Okay. And then Andrew, is he still working on it? I'm okay to keep if anybody's still working on stuff.
I mean, I don't Andrew would be the most likely for us to see again in some relation with the library, but I don't expect it. So
Okay, I think
if
he's still a maintainer in that maintainers markdown, I think. Let me see. Oh no, he's emeritus. Okay, so I can remove him too.
yeah, he I think removed himself a couple of weeks ago.
Cool. And then if he's still working on it, we can definitely add him.
Okay, cool.
Is there anything else on this one? I also have a maintainers PR up, documentation up, but I just haven't had time to get back to you. I know, Max, you added some comments to that. So once I have some time, I'll get back to that talk as well.
Yeah, I think in general between this and that PR, the theme is there actually is some process and stuff. It's just in another repository, so we just need to link to it.
Cool. Are we good to move on to the next one? Yeah, so this is an issue that I just saw, like somebody raised it 2 days ago. And it's kind of again something similar to the what we have been discussing about, like design principles of gatekeeper, and this is the request to support cleanup policies, where like people can mention this is the like some sort of policy to automate the process of keeping the cluster clean. um, so I was just wondering if you guys have any thoughts on this one.
I mean, my first thought is whatever happened to do one thing and do it well.
I agree. I think there are other projects that does this, like just like standalone projects.
Yeah.
I don't know why is validating my books are doing this. Yeah.
So do you want to just respond that this is not kind of in the roadmap of gatekeeper development, so this might not be
I
the
mean,
feature
I
we on?
I think it's interesting to do the legwork of finding the projects that are specializing in it and seeing if they have some specific reason why they think Gatekeeper should do it better.
The request was that,
Better position to do it. Sorry, go ahead.
so on the issue I saw the request that Kyverno supports it, so it'd be good for gatekeeper to support it as well.
That's yeah. This is not a game of. Yeah, it's not a game of throw all the features into the kitchen sink and the person with the most features win. That's a game everyone loses. Honestly, I think users are better served if they can pick and choose between the different design philosophies for the different sets of functionalities for whatever makes sense to them. And frankly, then the developers have more focus, right? And can actually iterate on the most meaningful bits of functionality that they develop. Not to high horse or anything, but yeah, feature chasing doesn't end well. Are we in violent agreement? No one has a contrary. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't like if just do one thing and then do it well camp instead of trying to do everything and yeah.
But yeah, in terms of saying no nicely, pointing out some of these like single purpose projects might soften the blow a little bit. Okay. All right, so it looks like PR reviews support expansion. Can I ask who added the PR reviews line?
I did.
Oh, okay. So I'll just put J in there just so we know who owns the input for this topic. Not that I disagree with the topic, just the format for the agenda. All right, yes. Are there any reviews that anyone in particular wants to talk about in this list?
No, I just added it because I thought today we might run shorter because I saw we don't have agenda. So this is just a reminder, like use this time for review or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's maybe some streamlining we can do with regard to the generate operation in combination with the moving the VAP engine out of the frameworks PR, right? Like the riskiest conversation I see there is where should XYZ functions in the controller files live? And Jay, you had a couple of like candidate functions that you were like, should these migrate to the like engine package, basically? After thinking about it, I think I put my rationalization in the PR. I think no. Just one for pragmatic reason of then this PR and your PR and this the moving PR don't have as many merge conflicts, at least. Like there's import paths changes, but that probably won't cause a conflict. In addition to like some more what would you call it, belief-based reasons or whatever, the rationale-based reasons of like, I do think core packages should work with unversioned first, and a lot of the functions from my memory were either about interfacing directly with the Cube API server and just picking a client that the controller would use. Sorry, someone is beeping regularly.
That's me. I think.
Oh, okay. What was I saying? Picking a version that the controller should use to interact with the API server, or is a like a shim, because we don't have version conversion. Like, is there strong disagreement there, or are you like fine as is given those? Okay, cool. So what are the action items then for Avinash's PR? Is there anything outstanding?
To me, it looks good. I LGTM'd a little while ago. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of mails. I just mute myself for.
No worries. Appreciate the muting when you can, though. Okay, so we just need if I mean LGTM for me as well. Once everyone's on board, we just probably want to merge both of those PRs like quickly. Probably we can. Okay, actually, yeah, with regard to merging those PRs, I would suggest once we're in a state to merge the Gatekeeper repo PR, we remove the override in GoMod and just merge it. We'll have double code for a bit, but that's okay. Better than missing code, I would argue. And then we can commit the frameworks PR And then if we want to be thorough, we can have a follow-on commit that updates the version of the framework's repo that Gatekeeper points to. And then we can revel in the fact that that 3-step process will no longer be necessary because we've moved where the code lives. Does that seem reasonable to people?
But so, what's the point of keeping the framework code in vendor as is, because that code is not getting accessed anyways, right?
The point is that eliminates the possibility or any point in time where the VAP engine code is in neither repo. Right. Like, let's say we commit the framework's PR, removing the engine, then for whatever reason get distracted, then the engine just doesn't exist. I would much rather have 2 engines than 0, is the point.
Yeah, I'm timing myself to the email notification. You unmute myself. I'm good with it. As long as we create an issue so that we don't forget to remove the non-exist or don't forget to move the latest frameworks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm being kind of like detail oriented here. Like, these should all happen within minutes of each other. It's just in case for whatever reason they don't. He's popular. He's popular. Better email bombed than swatted, I guess. Is that still a thing, or did they finally crack down on that?
The swatting? No, I think it's still a thing.
Hooray. Cool. Are there any other PRs that would benefit from in-band communication?
I addressed some of your feedback on library PRs, so whenever you can get to them.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, those are low for me. Turns out there's only so much cell I can read in a day.
Controversial opinion, but at this point in time, I feel Rego is easier to understand and write, just because I have learned it. But yeah,
Familiarity is a thing. It really is. I think there's also a problem space consideration, right? Like, different languages kind of map more or less cleanly on a particular problem space. Like, I think we're kind of dealing with some of the most difficult cell policies in the sense of we're dealing with like field priority, right? Look at the security context first at the container level, fall back to the pod level, maybe fall back entirely because it doesn't exist. Like, that's difficult in cell for a few reasons, though doable with variables, and then like made doubly worse by the, or it could be on an annotation. I do think it is kind of cool that users at least are insulated from needing to worry about those. Okay, I'm just looking at these outgoing PRs that are in the list. David, do you feel fine right now? Or do you have anything with your PRs that you're unsure about?
I think I feel okay. It just needs to be reviewed.
there is some conflicts on your PR, David.
Oh yeah, I just merged or rebased from master.
Okay.
So yeah, it was just like somebody was adding errors to the error file, and I added another one. So nothing serious.
All right, and the last thing I can think of, Jay, is you have like design docs that are out. I haven't looked at them in a while. Should I be looking at them, or are those kind of on the back burner right now?
So the one we changed the interface for the PubSub, right? That design doc, and I have a work in progress PR up for that. And then I will get to like PubSub CRD one to make it updated as well. I think that those are the only two I have out right now, and one of which is in the process of implementation anyway. So it's fine for now.
Okay, as long as you're not blocked on anything. Is today actually a short day? Is there anything else anyone wants to discuss? Well then, sorry, you, Jay and Avinash, David and Avinash, you come in. And it's one of the short ones. Thank you
This
for
is
coming.
this is after a while that we have short agenda. Otherwise, we always like go beyond. For like 3-4 meetings, I've noticed that we haven't had early break off.
Have not had or have had?
Have not had.
Yeah, well, like last time, for instance, we were talking about distributed systems and timestamps. And that's, kind of a new, it basically was a design discussion rather than a community meeting.
Oh, I have a quick question. Somebody was requesting images to be uploaded to GHCR. So just checking if anybody is opposing to that. I'm fine with it. I think Docker Hub is have limits now because OPA is not a sponsored project anymore. They did reapply. Because of that.
I am curious about basically account management, right? Like, is this because like OPA owns the keys to Docker Hub, right? Like, is this a concern here? Like, who owns the keys to the GHCR stuff?
Oh, GHStar stuff is basically like uses the GitHub token, so there's no like keys.
Okay, so there's not any security concerns there of
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I will have to review the PR, but other than that, like I think it's fine. The only thing is, I don't think we should change the default location for now. Maybe in the future, but if anybody wants to use the images, they can just do set image whatever to GHCR and with Helm charts or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a visibility concern, like how would users know they could do that?
Yeah,
but
and we can open a add to the docs saying like, hey, if you want to use the GHCR images, you can do that.
Do we have a place in the doc where we say that here are the gatekeeper images exist right now?
I think it's just part of the YAML files. I don't think you can.
Yeah, because there's only one one image. I mean, there's the Gator image, but
Yeah, there's also Gatekeeper CRD's image. So I think 3 images.
yeah, for you Helm chart users, there is, yeah.
Okay, so just checking if anybody's opposing to it. Pretty non-invasive.
Has Helm revisited their stance on CRDs, or is it still up to project owners to handle their life cycle?
Their stance is we don't do it.
Great.
I can give the time back.
Cool.
Bye.
Oh, nice to see you.
Good to see everyone.